Cooking your way.
Hey, welcome back to another episode of Cooking Your Way Through Life with me, Chef Drake. And today is our New Year's show. If you know anything about me, then you know the New Year's is literally one of my favorite holidays ever. Like, I don't know. I just feel like we go through so much as human beings in general. We go through every year, you have ups and downs, and New Year is a way to just start over. Like it's just like a celebration of I made it and let's start a new year. So got some sparkling. Actually, today we're doing some Prosecco Rosé, sparkling wine. I forgot what I got. And we're also using a little bit of Black Label here because it's a celebration. I don't have a hat. I know I had a Santa hat for Christmas and I had the Halloween decorations. I tried to be festive, but I couldn't find any New Year's hats that didn't make me look crazy. So sorry. But today I figured it's New Year's and I wanted to do something with sparkling wine or champagne. And also I wanted to do a dessert, but I feel like this is a really cool dessert because it's not super sweet. If you know me, then I'm not a super sweet dessert person, except for brownies. Brownies are my weakness. Outside of brownies though, not really super sweet. This one is a panna cotta and it's gonna be a rosé kind of sparkling wine rosé panna cotta with some drunken cherries. So a little bit of like just festivities here. Super easy though, and I'm gonna do it in some cool little glasses. Panna cotta is really cool because it's going to use gelatin, so we can kind of mold it to wherever you like. You've probably seen this all different kinds of ways. I think this is a really cool way to do it. These glasses are big enough that I can stick my spoon in, so I can actually, well, I don't want to ruin the surprise, but you're gonna need to stick your spoon in, of course. But it's the best of both worlds. I can have my wine and have my panna cotta too. So let's get started. Not a lot of steps for this, but the first one is I need to bloom my gelatin. So I'm gonna pour in my milk into a bigger bowl here. I have my gelatin, and I'm just gonna sprinkle the gelatin over the top to bloom it. Now, once this gets bloomed, this is gonna be what really makes my panna cotta set, because panna cotta otherwise it's just liquid. So we're getting this bloomed together, and once this gets all bloomed, we'll move on to the next step. Well, actually, while this is bloomed, we'll move on to the next step. A little easier that way. We're gonna get our heavy cream ready. We just need our heavy cream to be warm enough to melt the sugar and actually mix together the gelatin. So we're just bringing it up in a nice little saucepan, and then we're gonna mix everything together, and that's gonna create our panna cotta. The gelatin's doing all the work. We're just helping it out. I'm also gonna put my vanilla with my heavy cream. So we get these two in a saucepan and get them on.
Okay, let's start by getting our heavy cream heated up in just my little saucepan. And remember, I don't need it to be extremely hot. I just need it to be warm enough to pretty much melt my sugar. And then I can add it to my milk and my gelatin. So you're just gonna add our vanilla bean paste in here with the heavy cream, flavoring this so the flavor is actually going to be a vanilla panna cotta. Now just slowly bringing it up, very, very low heat. The most important thing here is that I just don't let it get away from me. And if it gets too warm, then I'm going to either scorch it, or I can cook little pieces of my gelatin when I pour it in because it's too hot. But we're not worried about that. I already added in my sugar. It's dissolved. As you can see, it's a little warm around the sides. See those bigger pieces? That's what I was saying. I kind of let mine get away from me. Don't do that for yours. I got distracted. It's okay though. So I'm just going to scrape those pieces, those sides down, and I will teach you how to fix that a little bit later. But for now, it is warm enough. My sugar's melted. Everything's ready to go. And we need to go into the bowl with my milk and my gelatin. So let's pour it in. All right, my milk and gelatin's in there. I have it all ready, set to go. And I'm just stirring, 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 stirring. Now, unlike making a creme anglaise where we're adding eggs into this, I don't have to worry about it cooking my eggs. So it actually is totally fine that it's going in a little warmer than what you would think. But the one thing I do want to do is wait for it to come room temperature before I move on to the next step. And we'll talk about that in just a little second. But right now, just want to make sure that sugar dissolves inside of this warm, heavy cream. everything's mixing up well. And you really want to make sure that our gelatin is evenly distributed, dispersed. So now everything looks good. You can see the texture has completely changed. Everything is one texture. That's the goal here. I want it to be one liquid. We have gelatin, we have milk, we have vanilla bean paste, we have heavy cream, we have a sugar. We do want all of this to be one actual liquid, and so that's the most important thing here. So just taking my whisk and just making sure that I whisk it all together. And when I say whisk, I mean my spatula. But I was gonna say you can actually use a whisk here. So I promise I have not had one of these drinks yet. But anyway, let's use the spatula, get it all together, and now we're gonna go ahead and let it cool down to room temperature before we move on to the next part.
All right, guys, so my panna cotta mix has become room temp. I'm just gonna pour it into my easier to pour cup here, and I'm just straining it to get any of the bigger pieces. And that's just because of the fact that I didn't watch it as much. But now it's fully strained and I have those bigger pieces out. That can happen if you cook your cream a little bit too much. You just don't mix it all together as much, but a little strain and it's all good. So now I'm gonna pour it into my cups here, and then we're gonna let this set, come up, and then we'll finish the dessert. All right, I already pre-chilled my cups. Make it a little easier to set in here. And I'm just gonna fill them up almost halfway. A little bit more. So I have enough room to pour my champagne in as well. I kind of want a mixture of that champagne and panna cotta. So, all right, let's get these into the fridge. We'll let them set up and your hard part's done. Now we just wait, and then we'll have our nice custard on the bottom, our champagne on top. Best of both worlds. All right, we are back because our panna cotta has set. I'm gonna open our sparkling, or maybe I'm gonna open our sparkling, our sparkling Prosecco Rosé today. And now we're gonna make this a full dessert. So as I was mentioning earlier, New Year's is like my favorite holiday. And I work on cruise ships, for those of you that don't know. And I always request to work on New Year's, unless I have plans with friends or family. But most of the time, my friends and family don't really make plans for New Year's like that. So I usually spend my New Year's on ships. And that's because I love spending New Year's in a new place. And I tend to always, if I'm on a ship, never be in the same place I was last year on New Year's Day and New Year's Eve. So I really like that aspect. Cheers to New Year's. Yeah. All right. So here's the thing. We made vanilla panna cotta. We have some rosé prosecco. And now we have a rosé panna cotta. I like this dish because of the fact that it combines two things into one. But you also can make this so cool. I actually tried this for the first time at a party on New Year's in New York City. And I really enjoyed it. Now, there's a lot of rosé, but don't worry, I'm not driving, so I can have it. Before we finish it, before it's finished, we need to add one more thing, and it's gonna be our cherries. So I'm gonna talk about those as well. Hold on just a second. So with the cherries, these are cherries that's soaked in whiskey. So whiskey cherries, because it's New Year's. So I just put a couple cherries in there. I like the deep color that the cherry turns it as well. And I like doing things in odd numbers. So I put 3 cherries in one and 3 cherries in the other. I think that deep, rich color that it brings is really nice. And then you also can put a little more in there because this is also infused. Oh yeah. Now, what I will say is Usually, dessert's not that dangerous, but one of these and you might not make it home. So be careful out there, but enjoy your time. So as always, thank you so much for joining me today. Happy New Year's. I hope that you have an amazing one. I always feel like the best thing to do on New Year's is reflect on the year you had, dream about the new year you want, and then make it happen. So put in the work, do what you want to do. I hope everyone has a safe and fun New Year's. I will see you next time. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment down below. It's 2026 now, or coming up, which means that next year, make your New Year's resolution subscribing to my page. Now, just make your New Year's resolution something that counts and stick to it. As always, see you next time. I can't even talk. I haven't had one yet. I'll see you guys next time. Get out of here. Oh, my bad. You still here. Peace.
Cooking your way through life.
For watching today's episode. I hope you enjoyed it and maybe even learned something. You know what to do next. Please hit those like, share, and subscribe buttons below and have a great day.